What's up, freaks? This is just me, and today we're gonna be exploring the best physique of Dennis Wolf's entire bodybuilding career. The Big Bad Wolf started at the pro level in 2006 and he competed until 2018 if you want to count his comeback to the 2018 Arnold Classic towards that. And if not, he competed till 2015, which is still a pretty long career and he's very accomplished, no doubt. In this video, we're discussing the years 2007 to 2013, which could both be considered the most successful years of Dennis's career. Before '07, he was just starting off, and after 2013, he was not in his prime anymore, if you ask me. I feel like his age caught up to him at this point, although he managed his physique very well, which enabled him to make his 2018 comeback. So nothing but respect to the Big Bad in this regard. So first, let me introduce my two honorable mentions for Dennis Wolf's best package. Is the 2008 Olympia on the left and 2012 Olympia on the right. These were both more than decent years for Dennis. In this front lat spread shot, we can notice 2012's quads looking much bigger and rounder, but on the other hand, the upper body of '08 looks amazing, probably even better than 2012. Both look great because this is a money pose for the Big Bad. We also have a comparison in the back double, although we're not judging these are just the honorable mention. We can note the dryness in '08's glutes, they look very tight. The lower body also looks great in 2012. And so does the upper body. The delts and upper back are exceptionally developed. Looks incredible in combination with that small waist and more than respectable arms from the back. And also like '08 in the upper body. And last is Dennis's insane crab most muscular. He hits this pose really well at the '08 Olympia, but he also looks beast-like in 2012. Look at the shoulders on him, so both versions awesome. And let's move on to the meat and potatoes of this video, the main comparison. We have the 2007 Keystone Pro Classic version of Dennis Wolf on the left. He won this show, he looked conditioned, especially from the back. He was very tight, as we're gonna see, and even though he was a bit smaller, he had better aesthetics, in my opinion, in this particular contest. In the middle, we have the '07 Olympia, when Dennis got 5th at the Olympia, but that year the public perception is that the placings weren't really fair at all. You could, for instance, make an argument for Dennis placing 3rd or 2nd in this competition, although he only got 5th. He brought a fresher and arguably more complete and proportioned physique than ever before or after. He was a bit leaner than later on, but he looked more pleasing. And on the right, that's 2013 Olympia, Big Bad Wolf. He was 3rd in this Olympia, his highest placing ever, but arguably he could have beaten Kai Green and finished runner-up to Phil Heath, so he obviously came on really strong that year, right? He had more muscle maturity and was bigger than ever before. That came with a price, the glutes being a little softer, plus he unfortunately lost any muscle mass in one of his calves, so the physique wasn't as complete, but it was super powerful. So let's judge. In the front double biceps, I would say the worst is gotta be the version on the left. 2007 Keystone Pro Classic. Dennis looks to be lacking any sort of lat flare, which is really a glaring omission in this pose, in my opinion. And he also lacks lat flare in the '07 Olympia, but his wheels look worse in the Keystone Pro show. He's sharper through the arms and serratus, but I don't think it's enough. So the 2007 Olympia's flow is just superior, and I'm giving the '07 Olympia 2 points for 2nd place. right? 2013 wins in my opinion, although that version is not without its flaws. Take, for example, the smaller guns and missing calves, but he's got such a superior X-frame with the quads that are so much bigger and rounder, and the lats that are asymmetrical but at least well developed and properly showcased. So the point goes to 2013. Alright, this is a better pose, the front lat spread. Here I would also have the Keystone Pro last in this pose. Look at the disadvantage in the quad department again. Although the wheels are better balanced with the calves, nothing doing there. Dennis's lats actually look amazing here. They flare out wide, it's just the black background is hiding it. But I don't think his V-taper looks great. He is kind of too scrunched in the upper body as I see it, taking into account the tilted camera angle as well. So 3 points to the Keystone Classic 2007, even though overall it looks pretty awesome. Then I would give 2 points to the other version coming from '07, which is the Olympia in the middle. It has better wheels than the Keystone Classic. The abs and serratus appear to me more diced and the lats are more bulbous, taking into account that the angle is straight on, of course, too. But in my opinion, none of these two are beating 2013 again. It has the way superior quads. It's not even funny, right? The pecs look the best too, and the lats look okay enough. The midsection admittedly is not far from ruining and otherwise near perfect lat spread, but I don't think it's quite doing that, so the 1 pointer goes to 13 again. The side chest pose is difficult to judge because it looks so different each year. If we focus solely on the upper body, I would give the chest to the Keystone Pro and the arms look a bit better in the '07 Olympia, with 2013 nipping at both of these versions' heels. These are all fairly slight differences though. The real differentiating factor is in the lower body. I know 2013 Dennis is displayed completely different, doing the hanging hamstring trick to create the illusion, so it's mainly his posing technique responsible for the far superior hamstring sweep. But that's a part of it, right? Not just the physique, but the posing style and the experience that the bodybuilders have too. So 2013 gets the 1 point again. It gets the nod not only on the account of the overpowering lower body, which is a blowout, but he doesn't look bad in the upper body either. Between the '07 versions, the Olympia looks a bit better in the side leg, but I feel like the Keystone does enough in the upper body. Thus, I'm giving 3 points to the Olympia and 2 points to the '07 Keystone. Okay, and we go to the back double biceps. Here I'm giving last place to the Keystone Pro. The glutes look tight, that's commendable for sure, but the legs overall lack a bit of size in comparison with the two remaining versions. The lower back doesn't have thick development and the lats, even though they're blending into the background a bit, if you take a close look, you can see the width of them is not as impressive. Neither are the deltoids, so this version has to settle for a third again. Then I would have the '07 Olympia, and it's close between that version and 2013. '07 is pretty much on par with 13 in the lower section. Where 13 clinches the win is the thicker lower section of the back and also the more separated shoulders. Even though you might also argue is the arms are slightly smaller than 6 years prior in 2007. The pose of 2013 looks a bit asymmetrical, but at least it hides the difference of the development of Dennis's lats, so I think it actually helps him that he's bending to the left like this a bit. Okay, 2013 wins this pose too and gets another 1 point, although that was close in this pose. And then the second rear pose is the rear lat spread, in which the lower body of the Keystone Pro looks to have caught up to the 2013 Olympia, but still nothing doing here in my eyes. It's gotta be last because of the back, which appears to be somewhat odd in my opinion. It looks thick in the lower part, but then the traps look quite washed up, and I don't think the V-taper is as significant in this pose. I'm gonna admit, maybe I'm biased against this version, the '07 Keystone, but I just don't appreciate the way the big bad's hitting this lat spread. I don't think it looks great, so 3 points to the Keystone. Between the two Olympias, I would say the back development, they're comparable. 13 looking just a little better through the traps, lats, and spinal erectors. And it also wins the lower body matchup, no doubt. So 2007 gets second and 2013 first. Moving on to the side triceps, here again, look at the side leg. But we're gonna come back to that later, alright? First, let me get out of the way. I think '07 Olympia is last here. It appears to be the skimpiest of all in the lower body, backs, and shoulders. It does look better than 2013 through the horseshoe, but look at the leg. The 2007 Olympia gets 3 points from myself. And between the two on the outer sides of the screen, need I say the legs go to 2013? But I have it in second because I think the upper body of the '07 Keystone Pro is that much superior. In '07 Keystone Pro, he had better abs, better chest, way bigger horseshoe, and more overall vascularity. All these factors win the pose for the Keystone Pro Classic. And go to the ab and thigh. And this pose, I think it's quite straightforward how I'm gonna have these placings. And I would have 2007 Olympia in last. Look, I know the belly button of 2013 looks really off-putting, but what else is 2007 winning in against 2013? The V-taper, but sure not the X-frame. Look at the quads of 13. And 13's also got more actual separation between the abs. So for me, it gets the nod over the '07 Olympia, despite not looking pretty through the midsection area. And I think the unquestionable winner has to be the Keystone. It's got the smallest waist by far, so it overall looks the best. And it has the best flow, right? Although the legs don't look as great. And here, in the last pose, the crab most muscular, I have to give last place to 2013 because it just kind of lacks the sting or wow factor, although of course it still looks freakish. And the upper traps look crazy. The arms and delts look more than decent, but not as good as the other versions. And the chest is not measuring up. It lacks striations. Maybe he wasn't flexing it, but that's not my problem in this pose. So 2013 gets last place here. And the two '07 versions have a good battle, but I'm giving it to the Keystone over the Olympia. It looks bigger and more shredded in the delts, guns, and chests, which is enough for it to secure a first place finish over the '07 Olympia, which looks freaky. So guys, when I add up the points, I get a third place that was a bit surprising to myself. It's the 2007 Olympia, the version that a lot of people consider to be the best Dennis Big Bad Wolf to ever step foot on a stage. But I have it in third, with 19 points and a zilch of one poses. Don't get me wrong though, it's still a good version. I think after all why it fell short is that it was a jack of all trades and a master of none. It simply didn't have enough to beat either of the remaining two versions we had today. It was conditioned enough, big enough, and balanced enough, but not the best in either of these criteria, if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, the second place finisher, for instance, had 3 poses on its side and only got 17 points. And which one is it? I'm talking about the Keystone Pro Classic Show of 2007. Its biggest advantage against 07 Olympia would be the superior conditioning in the back poses, but I really don't think there's much of a gap between these two 07 versions because their strengths and weaknesses kind of cancel each other out. Take for instance the superior quads of the Olympia. It cancels out. And now let's talk about the victor for today. It's the 2013 Olympia. This version was arguably the most complete in my opinion. Despite its lack of left calf, it still had decent aesthetics. Where it thrived was in the quads, which were easily the best from the side and front, and not much worse from the back. It had an upper body that was definitely comparable to the '07 versions, so I think the likes just kind of seized the win for this version, and I personally consider it the best package of the Big Bad Wolf that he ever brought to a bodybuilding show. The scorecard agrees with me on that. 2013 won 5 overall poses and only got 12 points, so 5 less in comparison with the runner-up. So that was a good fight, but 2013 comes out victorious. But guys, if you think something else, let me know down in the comment section below your opinion and thoughts on this video and on the best Dennis Wolf to ever grace this stage. Was it 07, 08, 2012 or 2013? And do you agree with me? Or did I miss one awesome version that is also the possibility, right? So be sure to let me know that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch some Dennis Wolf videos and also like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day.